If you want to win the Skool games, I'm going to show you step by step the exact strategies that YouTuber Cal Ram and I used to win, get flown out to LA for the Skool headquarters tour, attend the Hormozi Mastermind, and take home this trophy over here. First, I'll quickly walk you through the Skool games rules so you know how the games work, and then I'll break down the strategies and tactics we use to lock in our victory. So essentially the rules are that the top 5 highest grossing communities in each category win an all expenses paid trip to Los Angeles to visit the Skool headquarters, attend a one-day Hormozi Mastermind event, and win the legendary Skool Games trophy. Cal and I were competing in the health category, and the competitions run each quarter for around 3 months. In this video, I'll be walking you through 3 steps, and each step corresponds to each month of the Skool Games, considering that there were 3 months of competition for the 4th quarter of 2025 for the Skool Games. So step 1 corresponds to our first month of competing. That was starting off with a waitlist. And starting off with a waitlist made sense because we were essentially front loading momentum before the competition even started. So we competed in the 4th quarter, Q4 of Skool Games in 2025, which started in October and ended on December 9th. So I believe it started either October 1st or October 4th and ended, not December 9th, it ended December 19th. Weeks and months prior to October, Cal and I were building up a wait list, and he was building up this wait list from his audience on YouTube because Cal Ram creates organic content on YouTube and he's a YouTuber / entrepreneur on Skool. So the idea here was that Cal and I wanted to cement our position in the top 5 in our category, which made it so that we were eligible to win if we remained within that top 5. And the idea that came to us was to basically have a waitlist prior to our competition window. Having that waitlist guaranteed that we had dozens upon dozens of guys ready to join our group and count towards the Skool Games when the Skool Games started for us, right? So we weren't going to do what a lot of other people do, which is they decide to compete in the Skool Games, and then over those 3 months, they sort of let business trickle in day by day and week by week. We wanted to start off strong. We wanted to secure our position and essentially show that we were kind of the apex competitors from the very jump. And that's exactly what we did. So to put things into context, converting those waitlist leads into paid members made us actually hit rank number 1 in the Skool Games on day 1 of us competing. One very important detail that I want to clarify here is that while we did have a waitlist, we did not have a free waitlist. We had a paid waitlist. And a paid waitlist isn't necessarily about making money. That wasn't the goal of it. The goal was about having a reliable signal prior to us competing in the Skool Games. And that reliable signal was that we wanted to know that the people who paid early in this waitlist and who joined this waitlist were serious about joining the Skool group when it came time for them to join. Now, we could have just as easily had a free waitlist and had hundreds of his audience members sign up to this free waitlist, but when it came time, or when it wouldn't have come time for them to join the Skool group and count towards the Skool Games, well, there was no telling how many of those people within a free waitlist would be serious and end up converting into Skool members. And so we wanted to have a reliable signal from the start, and that reliable signal came in the form of a paid waitlist. So in other words, if people were paying $100 each to secure a spot in this waitlist in advance, then we knew for certain that these people were serious about converting to the Skool group when it eventually became time for them to join it. So that was the idea in theory, and as it turns out, in practice, that is actually what happened. Having a waitlist guaranteed that we had people lined up and ready to join as soon as the Skool Games started, and this allowed us to convert approximately 60 leads from that list on day 1 of the games. And as you could see here, that allowed us to cement our first ranking position here. So number 1 rank, Cal Ram, and our group was Crusade Games. And you could see that on our first day here, we secured first spot. And this allowed us to maintain top 5 position for that first month, just with that work that we had done up front, which, let's be real, having a waitlist isn't a whole lot of work to set up. There's nothing to deliver on a waitlist. They just pay and wait until it's time for them to join the group. And so moving on to step number 2, or month number 2 in our case, was to do a giveaway. A giveaway attraction offer is what we did. And that's something that YouTuber and entrepreneur Alex Hormozi has talked about in his recent book, money models if you're familiar with it. But if you aren't, a giveaway attraction offer is a promotion where one person wins your offer for free. So in our case, the offer that we had on Skool, and everyone else who participates in that giveaway is then offered a time-limited scholarship on that exact same offer. We had a giveaway, and this was presented to Cal's YouTube audience, and we said, hey, you can win 1 year free access to this Skool group, as well as 12 months of free coaching calls with the community owner, Cal, if you sign up to this giveaway. And so, of course, hundreds of people from his audience watching his videos signed up to this giveaway. And of course, we did award one person. So one person genuinely won our entire suite of features on Skool and access to the Skool and access to Cal's coaching 100% for free. And as for the other people who opted into this giveaway, well, they actually opted in. This is a key detail, right? So there are two different kinds of giveaways that you can do as the giveaway host. You can either have luck-based giveaways or merit-based giveaways. And so this wasn't a lucky draw in the sense that everyone who applied was submitted into some kind of, random hat, so to speak, and then we drew their names by random. That's not at all what happened. What happened is that everyone who joined had to fill out an application and explain why they think they would have been a good fit for the community and how they would have been a good fit to work with Cal for 12 months of free coaching. And so we actually read all of those applications to make sure that the person that we were awarding was the best possible person, at least at the time that we thought we could work with, right? Who had the best grounds for positive transformation, the best grounds for seeing a fantastic transformation as a result of being a part of our Skool group and taking on Cal's coaching as well. So that being said, of course, there were other people that had amazing applications, and it wasn't very easy to decide who would be the winner, right? So for those people that had really great applications but did not win the grand prize, as we called it, those people we offered a scholarship. And a scholarship is a discounted version of your offer, of your Skool offer. And it's for a limited time. So what happens is you declare the grand prize winner, he wins access to the Skool group for free. But then for the other people who opted into this giveaway, behind the scenes, you reach out to them one-on-one in private and say that, thank you for taking part in this giveaway application. We really enjoyed your application. We thought that you were very close and you would still make a good fit for what we're doing here. Of course, you didn't win the grand prize, but we're offering you a scholarship. And so this scholarship is a temporarily reduced price. Okay, so let's say your group is, call it $300 a month. The scholarship maybe cuts it in half by 50, so it becomes $150 a month instead of $300. And you offer that for a limited time to the person in question that you're reaching out to. And, they either take you up on that offer or not. And so for the people who had fantastic applications and we reached out to them with the scholarship offer, many of them converted. And that's how we got members into our community during the second month of competing in the Skool games. The reason why we chose a giveaway attraction offer as the vehicle for getting members into the group during the second month of competing in the Skool games is that with a giveaway attraction offer, you attract engaged leads who already raised their hand for your offer. And I'll break that down for you right now. So what I mean by that is we could have just easily said, hey, we have the Skool group and you can join it. But by doing the giveaway offer, everyone and anyone who enters a giveaway entered it because they thought they had a chance to win, right? And so there wasn't any price barrier to entry to apply for our giveaway. They just had to, sign up, share their name, some of their details, and their application, and that was it, right? And they stood a chance of winning, 1 year's access to Cal's coaching as well as the Skool group, which all said and done is worth thousands of dollars. So the upside was there and there was no downside because you're not paying to take part in this giveaway and you believe that you have a high chance of winning it, right? Everyone does who enters. And so it's very good at magnetizing lots of leads. A giveaway attraction offer is fantastic at magnetizing lots of leads in a short period of time. But also, we know that because they signed up for this giveaway, that they're genuinely interested in what the Skool group has to offer. Otherwise, why would they waste their time applying to it? So we knew that everyone who entered the giveaway was 100% interested in joining the group, which made the sales process that much easier when it came time to converting them from a giveaway applicant into a Skool member. And so that was our strategy for the second month of competing in the Skool games. And step number 3, or month number 3 of competing in the Skool games, we relied on lead nurture as our central strategy for closing out the games. And so what I mean by lead nurture is that during our second month of the Skool games, our strategy for getting members into the group was a giveaway offer, right? And so hundreds of people signed up to it, and of those people who signed up, one won the grand prize, and the rest of the people we were reaching out to one-on-one who we thought had really good applications. Now, those were, dozens of people, and so not everyone responded instantly, but, of the people who had responded instantly to us offering them a scholarship, they joined. But there remained lots of people who still hadn't reached out to us for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't get the message. Maybe we reached out to them on the wrong platform. Maybe they weren't interested and they were just ghosting us. Whatever the case may be, we were resourceful in our third month of competing in the Skool games, which meant that we had closed out the giveaway at this point, but we had this list of contacts who had applied to the giveaway who were very much interested, and some of them had fantastic applications, and so we wanted to award them scholarships. And so what we did for that third month was we reached out one-on-one to these people time and time again. So we went through the list from top to bottom, and we reached out to these people on multiple different platforms, via their phone numbers for messaging. We emailed them, etc., WhatsApped them as well. All these methods we used to try and get into contact with these people who we wanted to award scholarships to. By doing that process and being resourceful with the contacts and leads that we already had, we managed to squeeze more, juice out of that giveaway that we had a month earlier. And so that was what cemented our victory, kept us in the top 5 till the very end of the Skool games, which is what allowed us to win. Now, perhaps the most important section of this video are the key takeaways that I myself learned from winning the Skool games alongside Cal. And one of them is personalized onboarding. And so what I mean by personalized onboarding is that when a lead joins your group and becomes a member, we had personalized onboarding in the form of a one-on-one call with them, to get them into the group, make sure that there's nothing confusing for them. We can answer any questions they had there, but also walk them through the process of what it is that we want them to do soon after they join the Skool group. We noticed that this personalized form of onboarding increased activation meaning the things we wanted these members to do soon after they joined, and it also increased stick. So it increased the likelihood that they stayed longer, which of course keeps your game numbers from falling off, because the Skool games is not just about getting members in, right? It's also about keeping those members in for those 3 months, because let's say you get a bunch of members in during the first month, but then all of those members leave during the second month, you're starting back from ground zero again, right? Another thing was, don't sleep on sales calls, one-on-one sales calls, as a conversion mechanism. We used sales calls as our conversion mechanism during the Skool games and had a close rate of around 80%. Not that Cal and I were the best sales guys out there on the planet, because the price for the group was kind of around $100 per month at the time, which, in of itself isn't the largest purchase ever. But the idea here was that $100 is actually a lot of money for a consumer. And so if our ideal customer profile, our client avatar, are consumers, right, for this group, right? This group is about fitness and health, and we're targeting consumers. Well, $100 per month is pretty high up there. And so we wanted to walk them through that buying decision and increase the likelihood that they do purchase with us and do become a member with us. And of course, those sales would contribute to the Skool games numbers. And so by having those sales calls in place, we were able to convert a whole lot more people had we not had those sales calls, right? Because traditionally, the other method would be that guys would just go onto the Skool About page or the landing page. They would read some text that we had up there and make a buying decision from that without anyone holding their hand whatsoever. But because $100 per month is on the upper end of things for a consumer avatar to be paying monthly as a membership, well, we wanted to make sure that we were there live with them to walk them through that buying decision. Otherwise, we probably would have lost a great percentage of people just on the landing page alone, because it's hard to sell something for $100 to a consumer with only 1,000 characters, in an about page. So we really wanted to make sure that we closed as many people as we possibly could. And so that was the idea behind it having one-on-one sales calls. Now, a lot of people who are experienced in business would say that, hey, if you have an 80% close rate, you're probably underpriced. And I would agree with you on that. And we have raised prices since the competition came to a close for us. The reason why we did not change price during the Skool games was simply because the Skool games actually caps off at $100 per member who joins. So how the games work is that they only count the $100 that someone pays to join your Skool group, after which point, let's say you charge $200. If someone joins your group, only $100 of that $200 is counting towards the Skool games, right? So we just stuck to the upper end within the constraints of the Skool games, which was having $100 per month as the community price, because any more than that, and it wouldn't count towards the games. But again, now that the Skool games has come to a close for us, we have since then raised the prices. And lastly, we won the Skool games by treating it like a marathon. Now, this is the overarching principle behind the 3-step or the 3-month framework that I walked you through here today, which was that the first month at the start, we sprinted. We had amassed all this potential beforehand in the form of this paid wait list. We had, so to speak, built up our energy before the competition even started, and we tapped into that energy as soon as the competition started. And so you can call that a sprint. It allowed us to get like close to 60 guys in our first day of competition. It allowed us to soar to the first spot within our first day of competing in the Skool games. And in the middle, we paced ourselves. We had this giveaway offer. While it did generate a lot of lead flow, it's not as if we were closing 60 guys a day. So it was more like guys joining was more trickled out throughout the month, and this allowed us to also be in a position to supply the service to the people who had joined previously, right? The last thing that you want to do in the Skool games is onboard hundreds of people and you don't have the supply or infrastructure to actually deliver the service that you promised them, right? So this second month was very much about making sure that the systems within the Skool group itself, within this service-based offer, didn't break with all of the people inside of it. And then at the end, we sprinted again. We reached out to everyone daily who had signed up to the giveaway and who had very good applications. And so we wanted to make sure that those people were given scholarships. And so we were sprinting again in that sense. And so that is how we won the Skool games, and that is how you can win the Skool games as well. I'm going to be completely transparent here with our strategies. I think it would benefit a lot of you guys if your goal is to win the Skool games. And so thank you for making it to the end of this video, and see you in the next one, hopefully.